Computer.
Well, caught on this.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Super Duper Sarah Blackburn, and this is the lovely Yvonne Hyde. And apparently, Octavia is going to join us tonight as well. Pardon me.
I'm the special guest.
Oh my goodness, she has come quite a way over 4 years, hasn't she?
I guess so.
At least on this live, she'll stay out of my shirt, right? I think you remember watching lives where I couldn't keep her out of my shirt. Oh, don't start. Don't start. That's not funny. Okay. Anyways, so Yvonne, is there anything you'd like to say before we just dive right into talking about vision boards?
No, let's just dive right in.
Awesome. Sounds good. Vision boards are something that I have been doing since 2014. I got introduced to them actually. Are we all done? Are we all done hanging out?
I want to talk.
Oh, you want to talk? My turn first and then your turn, okay?
No, I want to talk.
Oh boy, this is how this is going to go. All right, so I joined a company called Mary Kay, and they had us do vision boards, had this really dream about what we wanted. And of course, they kind of helped us with our visions. We were supposed to want the company card. We were supposed to want the gifts that they gave out to us. They gave out rings. They gave out traveling luggage because you go on trips with them. They talked about trips. And while some of that stuff obviously was appealing to me, the trips, those kind of things, not all of it was, but it really got me to thinking that I could create whatever I wanted if I really put my mind to it. I'd never thought that before. And then in January of 2014, I was on a webinar with Mark Hoverson, and he talked about something called dreamscaping. We're not going to the lake, dear. My 4-year-old wants to go to the lake. Anyways.
So do I.
Right? So we all should go to the lake. I think my neighbor put his boat in the lake today, actually.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm not like hating or anything. I'm just saying. He brought it up and cleaned it yesterday, and today I saw him drive past with the empty boat rack. I'm like, oh, you put her in the lake, did you?
Nice.
We're all home anyways, might as well.
Right.
But so Mark Hoverson taught something called dreamscaping. I'd never heard of that before, and it's totally trademarked to him. That's just his word. But he really talked about creating a day-to-day life or a daily routine that just brought out the absolute best in you. And I had, of course, thoughts of getting to sleep in past 6:30 or actually getting to drink warm coffee, because at the time I had very young kids and the sleep was the thing I wanted most in my life then.
Right.
But he, of course, said, he's like, would you get a massage once a week or 3 times? And he's like, would you get a facial? Would you go out to lunch every day or just once a week? What would you eat for dinner? Would you eat this? Would you eat that? And just the way he was speaking were just ideas and thoughts that I would have never thought that way. And so to have somebody start to introduce, wow, people want these things. To me, that was a really big deal. That I like a really, really big deal. And so letting myself spend time visualizing or imagining, what do I really want? Instead of, I can't afford to, or I'll never be able to save up enough. Or so things that went on my vision board right away were taking the kids on a trip, starting saving funds for all the kids to go to college, getting married, because this is in 2014, and I was actually living separately, like I had moved away from Adam. So it's a great story how it's all come about now, but
Right.
it really is to now
Yep.
think about it.
Yeah.
So really visualizing what you want for yourself without limits was what Mark Hoverson gave me in 2014. And so I have had a vision board since then. Tonight, we really just wanted to talk about preparing for. And so that's why I've talked about when I started with Mary Kay, what they urged me to do. And that was very business centric. And they did help us with some personal goals. And then Mark Hoverson for me was also business goals. But then it was breaking me out of the box, taking the limits off of me. And I have consistently, like I said, used a vision board and completely transformed my life based off of these vision boards. it's really amazing to look back at. I don't think I have the hard copy of the vision board I made in 2014, but I know I have pictures. And so to look at the two different wedding dresses that I had and to see how close the first one of those images is to what I actually have, it's very, very moving. So I brought a couple of mine to share, and then we can talk about what kind of supplies we need and how to gather them.
Sure.
So
can I add a little bit
absolutely
about,
go ahead. I was
just dream boarding.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was dream boarding many, many years before I even knew there was such a thing as dream boarding. When I first got married in my very first apartment, it was not what I wanted. So I took out graph paper and I started drafting the floor plans for my dream house. And I did this for years, and I would sit down for, hours and sit there and figure out, now I want the kitchen to be like this, and I want a closet there, and oh, you can't have that doorway there, because I would do that for hours. And I changed it, and I was married in 1979, and I did not build my dream house until 2006. So I did that for a long time before I even knew there was such a thing as a dream board. But I was certainly dream boarding when I was creating those floor plans for that house. And I did actually have my dream house. I don't have it anymore. I left it in New York and I'm now in Florida. But I did eventually learn what, to create a dream board was all about. And then I was able to think bigger than just my house, because I had my house, I lived in it for 7 years, and then I was, well, what now? So then I did some training and understood what dream boards were all about, and the power behind actually figuring out what it is that you want and being able to create an image of that thing, whether or not you whether you're drawing it or you found a picture of it, or you can somehow sketch it or have someone sketch it for you. It's powerful. It's amazing. So once I got past the house and started to create my own dream boards, things got even more fun. But I'm telling you, all those years of doing the floor plans for my house prepared me for this. And it was so much fun. I didn't even, when I was creating the floor plans, the thought of actually having that house was not as much fun as creating that floor plan. I had the best time doing that. I really did. So that's kind of like my history with creating a dream board. And that's why or vision board or dream board or whatever we call it, whatever you call it, it's a lot of fun and it's pretty powerful. So yeah, so let's see what you brought Sarah.
Yeah.
I want to see what yours are.
I just really want to say it's so amazing that you were doing this with nobody giving you that idea first. And so you're a creator of these kind of wonderful ideas. I don't know if you know that, but that's how I view it. So this one is an affirmation board. And I just want to share it just because it's going to be backwards and it's going to be backwards. So maybe I'll share a picture of it later. But these are just basically my affirmations, words that I use to describe myself in a positive way.
It's not backwards. I can read it.
Oh, awesome. It was backwards on my side. So here, I'll hold it up. Let me switch to you. I think you might have seen this one before.
Yes, I've seen that one. Awesome. Yes, I love it.
Because I made these 3 boards within a month of each other. And so this one I did, and I put actual dates on. So this LTD is Live the Dream 8.
Yeah.
And this is an event in Austin. Oh my God, it's so amazing. Now, not all of these things came true because I changed. I got to a point where I was like no longer excited to go to a Tony Robbins event. I don't enjoy the big crowds. And so like pieces of it, I was like, so I let that one go. And it's, some of it is really, really cool. Like this right here, the 218. So I have strong family, married, and tradition are my words to represent that goal. Because Adam and I had been together for a very long time. It had been my goal to get married for a very long time. And the way things played out, so I was hoping for February of 2018. We were actually married on February 18th of 2018.
Love it.
And,
I love that.
And it's this one right here, 8 passions or vehicle. we had a 5-seater, so 3 in the back, 2 in the front, and that just wasn't big enough for our family. And so
Right.
we either didn't go places together, or it was really awkward and not fun. And so to
Mhm.
have this up here, this happened a month before this. So
Wow.
in August of 2017, our family inherited
I
a
love
vehicle
it.
that was so these things,
So,
like, they have power.
yeah.
They have power because of the energy we put into them. I was really enjoying hearing Yvonne talk about the blueprints and the floor plans for her house and how much fun she had, because like you looked excited and you got excited,
Yeah.
and it made
really,
me realize, I'm sorry, go ahead.
it really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
It just made me realize how much energy goes
I have a
into
question for you, Sarah.
Go ahead.
On the first vision board that you showed us,
Uh-huh.
I am.
Uh-huh.
Okay. When you created that, are those things that you wrote that you are those things that you felt you were, or that you felt you wanted to be?
Both.
Okay.
So this
Cool.
is an affirmations board. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. So it's both.
I love that.
Because I could call myself a speaker, because I actually have spoken at one event before.
Yes.
They asked me to speak, and I did. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can say I'm a writer. I did publish last year. Gosh, is it all true now?
There you go. I love it. I love it.
That. Good job. I hadn't thought that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's because that's what this is. I was projecting who I want to be, because
Right.
I absolutely at this point would call myself a leader. I mean, a learner, absolutely. Yeah.
But you weren't a leader or a speaker when you wrote that.
No, I definitely would not have called myself a leader or a speaker.
That's cool.
Well,
Very.
like, a lot has changed in the past 5 years. Well, I think these were in 2017. So I guess this is 3 years ago that I've done these. So like now I've had such amazing experiences going through some of the coaching and the processes of becoming these things. I'm like, it's cool. Whew. So this one is the one I made in 2017. And
I haven't seen that one.
I didn't know you hadn't seen this one. I'll make sure to take a picture and post it later in the event.
Okay. Okay.
So I really used a lot of parenting magazines. I had a lot of them around. I've been getting them for 20 years. I think I finally stopped getting them now. So now I'm looking through Oprah magazines, and my neighbor gave me some 2 days ago.
Nice.
By the way. Hey, and this is a good time to segue. That's where I get these images from. Magazines. That's how I got mine. How do you find yours?
All over. I have piles and piles of magazines, because I would like to do one locally where I actually have people come and sit and do them together. That's so much fun. Doing it online.
I remember when you like canvassed for them, or were posting looking for them. I remember.
And yeah, and then I found one, and I went and I did one locally with a gym owner. She was wonderful. We had so much fun that day. And I want to do that too, as soon as we're allowed to, of course. We're not allowed to do that right now because of what's going on. Yep. But we will again. So I have piles of magazines, and I do flip through them, and we will talk about how you decide which pictures you want to pop out of those magazines and put on your vision board. But I also do go online, and I find, like, if there's something in my head that I know that I want that picture, and I search for it. I search for photos of, like, for a house, for the fun of it, another house. I don't really need another house. I'm good where I am, but it's fun to think. It's fun to dream. So I'll look through Pinterest. I love Pinterest. Great place to find photos that you want to put on your vision board. Or just images, or Google images. Where else do I get them? I don't know. I think that's it. Magazines and online. Pinterest mostly.
I have 2 sites where I could send people to get free images, and that's unsplash.com and Pixels. It's Pixels. Those are both sites where you can download free images if you want to go somewhere to make sure that you're not infringing someone's rights to get images for your vision board. Awesome.
Well,
go ahead.
Is it infringing if you're just printing out a picture and putting it on your vision board on your own wall?
I don't know. Probably not.
No, you have to make money off of it.
I hope
there it is.
not.
Did you hear that? No, you have
No,
to make money off of it.
You have to be profiting off of it somehow.
Okay, good. Then I'm safe. Good.
All right. So any other supplies that they're going to need to be ready for Thursday?
Sure. Well, ideally it would be a piece of poster board.
Mhm.
If you don't have poster board and can't get to the store right now and grab one, use anything that you can, a big sheet of paper. You can use a piece of cardboard maybe.
Yes.
And cover it. You can completely cover the cardboard so you can't even see that with your images if you'd like to, or you could put paper on top of the cardboard.
Be creative.
You could use your wall. You could,
Yes.
if you have an empty wall and you just want to use that, because I have a girlfriend who uses her wall and she puts images up on the wall. She actually paper maches them to her wall.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. You should see what she's done. It's really
You
gorgeous.
should ask her to post pictures and tag me. I would love to see that.
Yeah,
We could
I
then
know, I
include them in this thread. That's in the event.
I'll
That
ask her
sounds
if she
great.
will. Yeah,
Yes.
that would be great. That would be fun. But okay, so you need your poster board or something to put your images on.
Okay.
You need, of course, your magazines. If you've got a pile of magazines to go through, terrific. If you don't, then find your images elsewhere, anywhere you can. Online is probably going to be the place for you to go to. And hopefully you'll have a printer so you can print out some of your images. I have a printer, but it's black and white. So whatever I print out, sometimes it loses a little when it goes to black and white from what I found online. So you're going to have some images. And if you have something in your mind already ahead of time that you want, and you want that on your image, on your vision board or dream board, gather those images ahead of time if you want to. If not, we can do it together. Just flipping through magazines or going through the website. We can do that together when we do the workshop. And if it's, once you've got your images, then you also could come up with some markers or pens and some glue sticks so you can put your images on your poster board, scissors, of course, to cut out your images out of the magazines, and anything else that you want to put on there, because you can write words, you can draw pictures, you can post just glue images that you found to your board. I don't know, people do some amazing things with their boards. When I went to that local one a couple of years ago, there was a woman there who brought her last vision board with her, and on the vision board was taped five $100 bills was taped to her board. I was like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And so glitter, whatever you want to put on it, anything that brings you joy, anything that makes you really feel good is what you should have so that you can put on your vision board.
I totally agree. You covered, I made a little list here of the supplies I was going to say. You covered them all. High five.
Good.
I've seen I'm not on TikToks, but people keep sharing their TikToks on Facebook. So I keep referring to TikToks now where they're doing a video and they'll cover the camera and then it's a different clip. So now I'm not that cool. I will never be that cool.
Have you seen Julie Anderson? She keeps doing the ones where they're side by side and she hits a high five while the other person hits a high five and it looks like they're hitting hand.
I haven't. Now I got to go look at hers too.
It's so cute.
Awesome. All right. Well, is there anything else we want to add to this recording before we get it done and add it over to that event?
I don't think so. I think it would just be a lot of fun to have as many people as are interested to join us, and we could do this together. And we will talk a little bit about some experiences that people have had other than ourselves. We can talk about that and let you know some of the things that people have experienced by creating a vision board and then seeing those things that they put on their vision board come to fruition.
Yes.
We can talk about your affirmations. We can talk about where to put your vision board, because you don't want to make it and stuff it into a closet and not see it again. So where to put it, what to speak over it. Uh-oh.
I literally had to pull them out of the closet before we started this live. So
well,
I commit to having them hung before our live.
I remember when you had them right behind you when you were talking.
Yeah, in the other house. But and these are the same ones. They're just Adam framed them for me.
I know, that's beautiful. I love that.
They're special.
I don't have a board up right now per se, but I have bookcases, a lot of bookcases on the other side of the wall that I'm not going to show you because it's not really present worthy.
Are you going to be
But
making a vision board this time?
I will make one.
Yes.
But on my bookcases, I have pictures taped.
Oh, nice.
And I'm just looking at it now, and I've got pictures of the vehicle that I want to be driving. I've got pictures of places that I want to go, the Eiffel Tower and the cathedral. The
That's
cathedral
like number one on mine is I want to go to the Eiffel Tower. We're so
I
similar.
know. I know. You've seen that shirt. I'll have to wear that shirt I have that has the Eiffel Tower all over it, and it says "Take me to Paris" on the front of it. But and there's also a bag over there, a handbag, lady's handbag that I actually have, and the reason that I have it is because my daughter-in-law saw it hanging up there on the wall, and she went and found it in a magazine, and she purchased it for me for last Mother's Day. Isn't that cool?
That is why we make these vision boards. That is why we put pictures of things up. That is, we have to tell the universe what we want.
That's
so
right.
that we have the space for it in our lives. That was an awesome share.
Yeah, that was really cool. I was so excited when she brought that in. I was like, oh,
that's so awesome.
That is so neat. I'll show it to you next
t-shirt.
time. I don't have it handy.
That's so awesome. I actually have Jen Sincero, like little poster affirmation things all over my bookcases that Adam put up a couple months ago, because that's something I got from the bookstore. There was like a whole book of posters, and so I have them all over. It's awesome. I'm all for those affirmations.
It is
all
cool.
right.
All right, so join us, please, on Thursday. We will get your materials together and be ready to go. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and be ready to go so that we can just do this together. And even if you just are throwing things together, or even if you're just going to be cutting out your images, looking through magazines, join us. Do it. Let's do it together so we can talk about it as we go. And you can show us if you want to share with us what it is that they're cutting out. That would be great. If you don't want to share, don't. Just be there with us and let's do it together.
Yep, and that is something I want to say, that we're going to invite people to come on camera so this can feel like a group session, so we're all hanging out. We are going to have people muted, but we'll have time for people to contribute if they'd like to contribute. And I actually thought of one more thing I wanted to say. So when you're making a vision board, you probably want to have like goals, certain different things you want to achieve, or places you're going in some areas. If you're struggling with what those areas are, or even where to start, I wanted to direct you to the life wheel. And I think there's like 9 different categories of life: romance, friends and family, career, business, financial, environment and home, health. I just spouted off a couple that came to the top of my head. I am going to include that also in the event, just so that if people want to be like, which areas of my life should I be putting on this poster? Now, you can decide to make this a personal goal, a family goal poster, a business goal poster. I put it all on one. Yeah. And so that's what I'm going to be doing on Thursday. It's almost every area of my life is going to be represented on my board, from my physical health to my home environment, my romantic relationships, my business, all of it. So I just want to include that.
That's cool. That's awesome. Absolutely. Right. Okay. That's great.
It's been great chatting with you, Yvonne.
Yes, absolutely. Did we cover everything we wanted to cover tonight?
I think we did.
We can add more if we need to later on in the event group.
Absolutely.
Hope you join us.
All right. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye now.